I feel Dubai is not for everyone. Fix your communication that you can really attract people to yourself with your thoughts, with your ideas, with your humbleness. If they're going for the networking, they will definitely have a plan of taking 5 to 10 business cards in the evening, right? If you have capacity, if you have the budget, and if you want to have the ROI in terms of capital appreciation and rent, put them to different places. If you constantly, at some point, feel unhappy in your life, don't neglect it. You have to understand what are the programs there, what do you believe, and what really you want to live.
If I can manifest someone who's the perfect ideal person, that person, number one, is going to be completely whole, abundance, and not being in any kind of scarcity or lack.
So many people come to real estate, unfortunately, only for money, and they don't understand the concept of a long-term relationship with clients.
You also enjoy that work because it's always being passionate about what you do.
And life is for experiences. Life is like to look back and say, what kind of life I lived? Did I really enjoy that life? Did I really tap into different scary things, which really at the end of the day worked so well into my personality and made me a more grown person?
Hello, everyone, and I'm super excited to bring a very special guest. She is a wonderful person and she has been doing fantastic works. A very special close friend of mine, Xenia, who is in the real estate and who has also been a very, very good mentor in podcast. And she has been part of the Miss Universe contest from being the Miss Russia. And we have so many amazing things to learn from Xenia because she has been in the UAE for 20 years and also been living in different countries. And I would like Xenia to introduce herself to you all. Welcome, Xenia.
Thank you so much. Thank you. It was really the time that we really wanted to do it together. And I'm so happy that finally we found time. And now, us being close at the same time, knowing each other from the business side, knowing each other from the personal side, it's amazing because I feel this type of podcasts, they really have it's like a platform that lets you really deliver the message in that way, which would be perfectly perceived by the audience.
You know, I am so fascinated with the way you do everything in such a perfect manner, and then the energy that you have. And also, I wanted to have this special episode on enlightening the audience about the life of UAE and how is it that we can better our position, our status, our networking with people, because you are in the center of all. So
Thank you
share
much,
with me some
amazing.
insights.
See, definitely being 20 years in UAE, as I say, it's not a joke. It's something that really definitely affects in multiple ways. I usually like to say that 1 year in UAE goes for 10 years. If you relate to that, the speed and the dynamics that we are living here in terms of business, in terms of personal life, in terms of events, you're in the event industry, you really know how frequent things are happening and how you have to keep up with the pace. And that is, I think, one of the key factors that I feel Dubai is not for everyone, 100%. This place is super business place. This place requires a lot of energy. This place requires good connections. And to establish those connections, if you're coming new to the country, it is crucial, in my opinion. So whoever is coming new and they want to make Dubai their home, most important, fix your communication that you can really attract people to yourself with your thoughts, with your ideas, with your humbleness. And the second is, of course, networking as much as possible. You literally have to talk to everyone. If you're a beginner, if you're new here, you have to really understand that you have to turn this wheel until you're still new.
Beautiful.
Afterwards, everything will come to you on a silver plate because at the end, this place is one of the most successful in terms of businesses. I was hearing the statistics. I don't know, there's around 10,000 companies being opened in like a week in Dubai. something like that.
Beautiful.
I might be
Wow.
mistaken, but that's the numbers we're talking about, and all these people from all over the world. So we're not talking only about like people coming from specifically GCC region, right? No, it's Europe, it's Russia, it's CIS, the whole CIS.
US, yeah.
US, CIS meaning like the ex-Russia, the US, of course, is a massive country, which now we started to witness a lot of Americans coming here, exploring, and basically whatever country, I think at this point, whatever country you're tapping into, the people from that country coming to Dubai.
And this makes it a lot more competitive. It
It
requires and demands a different kind of mental resonance that you have. And like you said, everything comes down to your network, comes
Yes.
down to the way that you are socializing, the way you are running your business, with whom you are connecting and growing and getting to know more people. So, and you have been interviewing and been in contact with so many people, so many well-renowned, famous, like even in terms of wealth and all. What is that common denominator that you find in these successful people, or something that can help us understand how we can better ourselves?
I think one of the most important things is the plan that people have, regardless at which stage they're starting, either in Dubai, either somewhere else. They don't leave the things for the chance. So when they're starting up, maybe they write it, I don't know, maybe they don't, maybe it's always in their head, but they do have a plan. If they're going for the networking, they will definitely have a plan of taking 5 to 10 business cards in the evening, right? If they are, going for a presentation, they know that this is the end goal that they want to achieve by the end of that presentation. It's not like, going around, and of course being humble and being, just out there is amazing. By default, you're gonna really, any dynamic in life, any movement in life, create a lot of action in
Beautiful,
business.
yes.
But when you have a strong purpose and you have some kind of guideline inside of your head about where you're going and what you want to do, what is your end goal or maybe mid goal, and you're reviewing from time to time. This is also, I think, more related to men, because men are usually very goal orientated.
Yes.
For us, for women, we are more intuition oriented. This is, I'm talking about myself. If I'm going to a place, I'm just sensing, I'm like having these radars. And those radars are taking me, I'm gonna go left, right, center, like I'm gonna speak to this person, I feel attracted to this crowd, I wanna just like understand who are those people. And this is how women will function a little bit different, and that's why our world is a little bit also different. And I do believe there is a huge difference generally between men and women, even in business. But each one has its beauty, each one has its way of achieving things.
Yes.
And the way of getting that satisfaction, because at the end of the day, also you have to define what is success for you. Every person has their own definition. For someone, like, it's even age related. Like at 20 you want one thing, at 30 you want another thing.
Yes.
40 you maybe think of the health, maybe you want to tap into fitness, and this is your success, where your body is super fit and you're so like looking amazing, you understand you're looking younger than all of your friends, for example. Got my point. But again, success is not only money, right? Success is, I feel it's an emotional satisfaction. It's like a mark where you know that you're doing something that satisfies you 100%, and you're like inside your passion. And,
Beautiful.
Yeah, and I feel at this point of time, most of the people, they realize it. Like, it's not only about money anymore. Because if you don't, for example, I'm in real estate, give you just simple, thing. If I don't love people, and if I don't love communication, I cannot be in this job. It's
Exactly.
impossible.
Absolutely. And it's a very hardcore industry. Like if we say that the UAE and Dubai is a very busy city, it's a city of wealth.
Yeah.
And at the same time, like with the yin and the yang, there's also the downfall. There also is frustration. There's burnout
100%.
among people. There is this lack, and that sucks them and derails them from their actual goal. So I really love what you said, that it's not only about money. So tell me, what is it more than just this factor that is one of the determinants of you stepping into a beautiful, desired state?
That's a lot to do with knowing who you are, in that sense, because absolutely, it's for everyone it's different. For example, if you take Samira, What do you love to do? What charges you? Because without that charge, as you said, people getting drained because they're looking only after the financial.
Yes.
Right? Now, where do you charge? Because you actually spend the energy for making those money. How do you charge yourself? What is your personal charger? Where is it laying? Is it a swimming pool? Is it like a gym? Is it traveling at least once in a month somewhere? Is it just having like your hobby, which is an extreme passion for you? Because sometimes, unfortunately, we cannot make always hobby as our work. Not for everyone.
Of course, yes.
Yeah, I mean, it's ideal scenario where you just do what you love and. But again, learning about yourself, and learning comes from trying different things. So I would recommend for people who really still don't know where to get that energy from, try different. You could tap into the sports, different, and you don't have to force yourself. For example, me personally, I'm not a gym person, but I love dancing. I like stretching. I like jogging. Something which is sport as well, but it charges me in a different way. I believe that traveling is really amazing. Whichever people around me that I know,
yes,
the number one thing, they want to travel somewhere. At least, okay, if you cannot make it once in a month, on the weekend, do it like once in 2 months.
Yes.
Make it once in 6 months. But do it. Go to the new place. Totally makes your, like brain switched from Dubai to a different place,
yes,
and you really, by the way, you start appreciating what you have here. That's why always we're staying. We want to go from Dubai. I'm tired and everything, but then you come back and you feel like it's your home, because nowhere else like here you can actually get into those things. And here's the best place for exploring your passions. Right now, the varieties of services in Dubai, varieties of people who are bringing some new ideas and offering you that on a silver plate. It's amazing.
It's amazing. And I really love what you said, that finding out the time to explore what you love, travel being one of it, because it's like memories at the end of the day. It's about, and also opening the canvas of your mind.
Yeah.
And how about networking? So having a good way to level yourself up by bettering yourself, understanding and growing within yourself by pursuing those hobbies or things that incites you. How about, what is it that you should look for? Because I see a lot of people, like you say, they just go out there without having any plan.
Yeah.
Right?
True.
Plan was your number one, and I totally agree with it. What is it that you should see in a networking group of people?
Everybody knows by now in this century that whoever you surround yourself with is gonna make what you are.
Yes.
It's a fact. You can't, like you put fish in the water, you put fish outside the water, I don't know if this example really good, but you got my point. So the number one thing that you have to surround yourself and be in the community of the people who are growing. This is my number one belief, that if somebody is not willing to progress, and you see that people, a lot of people just living their life like, I'm gonna day by day. No. The plan has to be there. Like the inspiration that comes from a circle of successful people is uncomparable.
Amazing.
Like you sit together and, there is a lot of, even in other podcasts, when you see successful people, they surround themselves with a group of like-minded, and each one, even if you're not a millionaire yet, you're going to become one in like 1 year, because you're sitting with these people on the same table. So definitely quality of people matters. But also sometimes you have those people who are amazing communicators, and I call them like, not a call center, but network point.
Yes.
The people who have the
source,
the source of networking around. Maybe themselves, they're not really purpose oriented, but they're amazing, human beings that you come to, and they like, for example, I'm sure you met, like, okay, you speak to a person, he knows this person in that field, he knows here, he's not. It's like literally the whole map of Dubai. The person can tap into anywhere, and they can give you the contact.
Beautiful.
This is, for me, I love them. I just love them. I adore them. I try to surround myself with this type of people who know other people. And of course, obviously coming back to the plan. If you know your purpose, if you know exactly where you're going to, regardless what type of business is that, talking to successful people gonna inspire you and guide you. And usually they are, by the way, very generous with ideas.
Yes.
They are not this type of people, oh my God, she has this, and like I'm gonna steal this idea or something. No. Because when you're at the top of the things, you really want to help others to go up. This is like a kind of, I don't know, giving back to society feeling.
Something that you have hit the nail on the head, Xenia, is these people who have achieved and accomplished a lot are usually the ones who have the biggest heart,
Right.
who absolutely want anything which is for your best interest, and they want to see you grow. And looking on the flip side, we need to keep those people away. Many times it could be someone very close to us who is not our well wisher, and such people, we should be, sensible
Stay
to
away from
gauge.
people who says
Yeah.
the problem is.
Yeah.
Okay, if you hear the problem is, stop listening. There's no problems. If people don't give you solutions for the things that you're having, or they're not properly explaining to you the logistics behind something, if they're really advising you, don't get into that.
And I have to add that Xenia herself is the most wonderful person. She has always been such a source of inspiration, positivity. Every time we have a coffee or whenever we hang out and we chat, we learn and grow. And when we part, we are left so full. And I'm feeling like my mind is full of ideas, and anything that I want to pursue, I literally come and ask for your advice, which reflects that you are also around people, and surrounded by beautiful people.
It's really the time also where in a while, of course, everybody have their learning ups and downs, right? It's not always like that where you really try to keep only the good ones around yourself.
Yes.
By the way, I'm not really differentiating, there's no good and bad that much in life. It's just how you personally develop what type of chemistry with that specific person. Because this could be another amazing person for someone else, but not for me or not for you.
Yes.
Because it's, the energy, sometimes people can be too direct, for example. Sometimes people can cut your intentions or being too sharp in certain things that it just cuts the idea, though they're not bad maybe, but they're just not for you.
Finding the right tribe. I want to completely divert from this topic and come and ask you something more, because you are into the real estate. Do you want to share some advice to those who want to invest? Where do you think for them, if they have a short investment, which is their hard-earned money, at this moment in 2024, going towards 2025, and with the UAE coming up with so many projects, what is the best advice you can give them in terms of something that gives them a good ROI?
For the ROI at this point, I think Dubai Island is amazing. This is something that is really like we talk about as a new Palm Jumeirah. And it's a seafront, and the shortage of really this type of locations in Dubai right now in terms of the prices. So those things, the upcoming casino, people have to look at that for sure, because it's gonna create a massive hype. Already there were calculations how the economy of Dubai gonna grow after the casino is completed. So maybe having a small investment here and there, I believe in portfolio. I believe if you are looking to buy something, if you have capacity, if you have the budget, and if you want to have the ROI in terms of capital appreciation and rent, put into different places, always in the different baskets. Because me personally, I'm a big fan of Dubai. I don't like any other Emirates in general. I don't work with them. But something, of course, such an upcoming thing like a casino, you cannot just overlook it, right? It is something that is really going to be heavy, bringing a massive amount of people for whatever reasons. And Ras Al Khaimah will become like a new Las Vegas, because even it's bigger than Las Vegas.
Exactly.
So those type of things, of course, it's more about the budget. It's more about future potential in terms of what the people want to do with this property. Sometimes it's a short-term rental. Sometimes it has to be for the long term. What I always do with investors, we sit down and I'm going from the end. They tell me what kind of result they want to get, and then we go step by step backwards to actually land at this type of investment that they have to do right now at this time.
Wow.
Yeah.
And also to get the right person, to get the trusted, this is something that I want.
Who will stand for your interest.
Yes.
That's what is the most important. Because for me, because of, again, 15, 20 years in Dubai, this is something that I cannot play with. For me is the satisfaction of people is really satisfying me a lot. When you really take a handover of a beautiful unit and you know that the price went double. I mean, there is nothing better than that. This feeling is unbelievable. And to be honest, that's what fuel me most of the time, because the job is very hard. But at the same time, then again, talking about surrounding, most of the clients that I have, maybe because they're attracted to my energy, I'm attracted to theirs. We have that chemistry.
Yes.
Most of them are very good friends. Some of them, even I know their families, the kids, the birthdays, everything. It's just a kind of like, this type of very close relationship. Because obviously, I always say buying property is like a marriage, in a sense. So you link yourself with that person for many years.
Wow, that is so deep, heartfelt.
Because it's a lot of money you're putting into. You want to give it to someone that you trust, because trust me, at the point where people invest in, they have no idea what they're doing.
Exactly.
We are the one who are leaders. We have to take by the hand and say, look, yes, you're an investor, you have your own intuition, but this is 5 options. Where do you feel connected? Obviously, I'm choosing the best options for them, and then already according to their own. And then still they come back to us and they're just like, okay, so between these two, what is the best option? And that's how it works.
And
yeah.
I have heard a lot of stories from my close people personally where they actually have suffered at the hands of being putting their investment in the wrong hands, because these sometimes their mindset is just to push what is being instructed, and they're not looking at that person's well-being or what unique portfolio strategy works for him.
Right.
And that is why it's so important to like Xenia. I would always reach out to her because I trust her. I trust her with, like you're saying, your personal possession. You're handing it to somebody, and you need to do
for
your
years.
checks.
For years.
Yes.
So they always come back to me if they want to resell it again, if they want to rent it again and again and again. We're like basically taking care of people from beginning until the time that basically they are. That's it. I mean, it's a lifetime thing.
It's a lifetime.
But you're right about those things where, unfortunately, people, like we have this 20,000 agents right now. So many people come to real estate, unfortunately, only for money, and they don't understand the concept of a long-term relationship with clients, which is the craziest thing that you can do if you're coming to real estate. I know everybody wants to make quick money, they want to earn, they want to have their bills to pay, I understand that. But even when I was training my team, I was telling everyone, guys, minimum 6 months of has to be saving. Don't jump into something with hunger. You have to be comfortable. You have to, because sometimes also it's a desperate feeling that you're passing to the client,
Yes.
And you're pushing some people like they're having the mixed feelings, and maybe they're going to go for something and they make a huge mistake. And this is the worst that you can do. And to add to that, like at this point with me, I don't do any lead generation marketing. It's purely referrals. I only do referrals.
Wow.
And for me, it's the best thing, because even I don't have to explain who I am anymore. And those people already know. So
exactly.
That's what I would encourage every real estate agent to have, that purpose, where people start recommending you, and people only will recommend you when you've done a good job.
Absolutely. Every word you said resonates so well, because I am into home renovations, and I agree, Xenia, that most of my clients are through word of mouth.
100%.
Through those who have personally experienced my work, and then they will refer the other client to me, rather than the social media, which also is not to be overlooked, but this is the main thing, how you carry the name of your brand.
Right.
Because Dubai, again, is a small place. Mm-hmm. Everybody in the end knows each other.
Yeah.
And we are here to stay, for the rest I can think of. And you need to have this beautiful brand name and that personality that people can refer you, they can be your companion, and it's not just one-time transaction,
Yeah.
So,
and you know what I believe also in businesses in general, one of the best way to promote yourself is to collaborate and partner with the people from similar fields, like what we are having. For example, I'm in real estate, you're in fit outs, right? And also, I think you started the short-term rentals.
Yes.
Right? So this is amazing, because I can always refer clients to you, because we know each other, we already, and this is like so huge, the variation of partnership that you can create. And trust me, at that point, you don't need advertisement. And by the way, Instagram, to me, it's more of a business card. Like the people have to come and to see what the type of,
Yes.
like what kind of job have you done, what kind of result have you done. But as you said, without experiencing that, you can't understand and you cannot trust. So the trust is only coming from the people who already experienced
Your
it.
services.
And that circle has to go on, and that's how you grow.
Another beautiful, topic that you have mentioned is collaboration.
Yes,
Is to work together. You can never accomplish anything by yourself.
No.
And 1 + 1 is 11. Or
Exactly.
maybe like
Good,
1,000.
I love it.
And then you also enjoy that work because it's always being passionate about what you do, and that is where you put more life into
Yes,
into that,
100%. Yes.
and you look forward to waking up in the morning.
And it's not only that, it's a joy of being a part of the community, because at some point those people become so close to you and all those partners. I think we should actually make an event with all with my podcast, like, the guests of the podcast, your guests as well. We could have, like an amazing event where
Yeah.
also again people would know each other, because it's all about that at the end of the day.
Yes, it's having like that safe space of those like-minded people where, it's like synergy. It's
Yeah.
all about energies connecting with the same vision and manifest what we really are out here to accomplish. So one more thing, I was really excited about your Miss Universe. Tell me, like you're
It's
so
actually Miss
inspiring.
Middle East.
Okay.
But yeah, they have changed the name within the course. I think there's a lot of kind of different names now, because there's a lot of beauty pigeons. To be honest, I never expected myself. I have never been in my life in any type of competition, because I strongly reject competition in my life, because I think everyone is unique. And there is no way I would compare myself to anyone, because no one lived the life as I did, and I never lived the life of the other person.
Yeah.
It's absolutely not making sense. But those competitions, basically, it's something that I felt also from the perspective that it is, because it's a Mrs. Middle East, all of the women who were there, they're above 28. And I looked at it as a beautiful female community, because it was 98 people.
Wow.
So imagine the
98 participants?
98 participants,
That
exactly.
wow.
So of course, this type of things, like, they come once in a lifetime, and at that point of time I felt like, why don't I experience something like that, at least to understand the whole process, to see. And I'll tell you something, you tap into your femininity so much during those events, because it's all related to beauty, to the fashion, to makeup, to
It's a huge
trying
industry.
to be fit as well for that, right? Because somehow that competition still affects you. So I was going to the started gym like regularly.
I know.
I started, like, I had to bring this because I was representing Russia as a country. So I brought a beautiful national costume, and I created even like a song which we recorded, and it's an Arabic
You're a
song.
fantastic singer.
But like, it was really all in. With the blink of an eye, you just happened to be in this whole thing going on. And you just ask yourself, is it really happening
Like
to
a
me?
dream, you
It's
wake
like
up.
it happening to me, yeah. But the best thing what I've gained, first of all, of course, is experience itself, but of course the connections. Again, I'm this person, by the way, the organizers will always pull me out, like, Xenia, like, are you still talking to these people? I said, excuse me, I'm still communicating with all of these women, because each one has some businesses, each one has beautiful story to tell, and because I also have this podcast, like, I tap into the interesting stuff,
I know.
I'm definitely, like, I'm this type of person, I'm very passionate about talking to people. And this event was for me, like, really something different in the level of the volume itself, right?
Yes.
And plus, of course, I should say, like, maybe once in a lifetime, every woman should go through that, like, one time. It's stressful as well. I should underline that. There is a pressure, and there is a nervousness, and there is really, like, you're in the level of anxiety before you go to the stage, and you just do stuff you have never done before. But again, life is for experiences. Life is like to look back and say, what kind of life I lived? Did I really enjoy that life? Did I really tap into different scary things, which really at the end of the day worked so well into my personality and made me a more grown person, made me look at life from a different perspective. So.
And Xenia, you just inspire me every time, because you are so you're so fearless. One thing that I like about you is that just you just inspire me to, like, you need a lot of courage. You need a lot of self-confidence, a lot of inner work is there to be so much in your skin to be real, and at the same time not being afraid to take the next leap to a destination unknown. You see, it requires a lot of strength. Um, and this is why I think you should all get in touch with this fantastic
Thank you so much.
person, because
Yeah.
she's like another thing, the source. And she always wishes well for you. You know, it's like
100%.
radiant. It radiates from your face how you wish everyone, you know, the best. And
Samira, it all comes when you realize the circle of energy, how it's going, because you know that, I don't know, maybe I'll say something very spiritual, but we are all one at some point, Like, you have just a little bit of differences. I have just a little bit of differences, our own experiences. But at the end of the day, I believe so much in the chain reaction. If I am going to be extremely good to you, that circle goes unbelievable. It's just like, I got the flowers the other day, and I just one of my friends, like, I shared with them, like, that this is because it was on one website that I loved how the packaging was and everything. It was like with a cake, with balloons, just something like that. And then that person, friend of mine, he went and he got the same. He got inspired. He got the same for his girlfriend. And then imagine the energy that of a woman who is, how we feel when we get flowers. I don't know. It's always like a first time.
Who
It's
wouldn't
always
mind
like,
getting flowers?
yeah, it's lovely.
so, Xenia, I wanted to ask you, like, for instance, how a good gesture of love or romanticizing life as a whole. Tell us about, like, one example, how you can spread that change. Like, for instance, you going into the Miss Middle East contest, and then getting to know a whole network of people, and then people coming to you and being of the service, having love come back because your intention is to give love.
Right.
How does it work with you in real life?
To be honest, after this competition, I received a lot from my friends, girls who didn't know about that. We have a huge circle. Some people close ones they know, some of them they just see it from the social media. And like a lot of them, they were feeling like they wanted to do something similar. They wanted to apply, they wanted to go for it. But again, when it comes back to the courage, I think seeing somebody that you know who is doing that is already an inspiration to other person, that it's not that some, I don't know, Jennifer Lopez who's doing that, okay? It's just somebody that I like, I don't know, I see like once in a month, and I know her and I know her story.
And a normal person.
A normal person who is living in Dubai. It's always this personal connection that makes it more comfortable to understand, okay, how this person made it, like I can do the same. So that's our purpose, I think, in life, to if we reach that level. I believe that God's give us this opportunity, to be honest. As much as we can brag about ourselves doing a lot of job in life and in Dubai in general, it's still the opportunities that comes from God. And
Yes.
all this energy and all these opportunities, they are given to you, so you can be this person who can push others a little bit higher. Because you have no idea how many people in a very miserable state of mind. They hate their life, they hate their job, they don't know what they're doing, they hate the relationship. There's a lot of people, and then they look at the maybe bright side of Instagram and they're feeling like, okay, somebody is super successful there, but they don't relate to them that much. And what I want to say to the people, like, life is very short at the end of the day. If you don't do everything every day, like, have this understanding of time frame. It's a short time frame that we're having here. We don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. The world is a really crazy place, And then if you just make a new day, even sometimes risking something, sometimes putting yourself out of comfort zone, as much as it sounds like, cliche, but it is making, as they say, even the butterfly wing, makes a tsunami on the other part of the world. You heard that expression, right?
It's new to me.
Yeah, it's like a move of a butterfly can create the tsunami on the other part of the world because of the wind that is going from that wing, and he can make around. So can you believe, like, if it's a butterfly making this this change in the whole atmosphere of
Yes.
Earth, what one human being can do? We really underestimate our ability to create beauty around ourselves.
Beautiful.
To create like this positive world. And of course, I accept all types of feelings. You can be sad, but don't give it too much time.
Exactly.
Sadness doesn't need to be like, even in our religion, in Bible, it says that sadness and depression is a sin. It's like telling to God, I'm not happy with this life. What did you give me?
Exactly.
So he'll like, he'll be like, okay, man.
A person is not supposed to feel disappointed or frustrated in life for a long time.
Yeah.
It's natural, but what you choose and what you make of it, with your butterfly metaphor, it also reminds me of this one line in Dead Poet Society with Robin Williams, where he says that the world is like a drama or it's like a poetry. So, what verse are you going to contribute?
Oh, wow.
What is your contribution
Right.
to this beautiful poetry of this world? Or,
Exactly.
what touch are you going to add to that final canvas painting? Why do we have to always limit ourselves, limit our beliefs, or not thinking that anything is possible if you put in the hard work?
And that's where the community comes, because at the weakest moments, which we're human beings, and we always have this kind of doubt, series of doubts about something, or it could be just that morning when you wake up and you feel like you're not like satisfied in some things. That's where the fellow people come and say, hello, everything is amazing. Just look around yourself, get out of your own perspective and look at it from this side. Look at it from this side. And then that's where we are like going back together, because that's why community is required. And pandemic had proven how many people couldn't manage to be by themselves, because we are social beings. We have to be with people. We have to interact. We have to exchange. This is why we're here. So
I can see the radiance and the positivity and the beautiful, insights that Xenia has just shared, and her living in the UAE and bringing from her perspective a beautiful opportunity for all of us being here, and how we can tap into these resources and just grow up the ladder to evolve and become however we want to be.
yeah. The game is yours. Just manage your game. That's what, and don't take it too serious as well, because at the end of the day, what's the worst can happen?
Do you want to leave the audience with something to some golden takeaways?
What I can say is, if you constantly, at some point, feel unhappy in your life, don't neglect it. There is a sign of dissatisfaction that is permanently happening. Don't leave it to the chance. Don't leave it to pass just like that, because somehow dissatisfaction has a collective effect on the human being. And at some point it becomes a lifestyle, and that radiance, because what again you're giving out, you're getting back. So you had this beautiful guest before me, right? Like the life
Lisa,
coach.
yeah.
Yeah. Anybody can go to life coach. Anybody can go, like, even maybe religion can help. Go back to religion, start praying. Okay? Pamper yourself and just maybe like realize what are the things that make you feel this way. Don't leave them just for nothing, like acknowledge it. It's very important, because a lot of people just stand on this rail of like living the same way and doing the same thing, and then they expect a different result. They think the miracle will happen. Miracle happens only, we are having, I always say this, remote control is inside of you. Whatever the picture you see around, this is the TV, okay? This TV, and your remote control of changing the program, you have to tap inside. For that, you have to understand what are the programs there, what do you believe, and what really you want to live, what kind of life you want to live.
Wow. That is so profound and so important that we need to. No one is coming for us.
No.
No one is going to give us the tap on our shoulder.
In fact, people leaving you.
Yes.
In fact, no one is coming to. I mean, of course, there are maybe close friends are gonna come, but also if you're rejecting it for a while, nobody really wants
and
to.
People will
deal
not
with
be
that.
with those who dim their light.
Right.
If I can manifest someone who's the perfect ideal person, that person, number one, is going to be completely whole, abundance, not being in any kind of scarcity or lack, and financially strong, and a giver, and he is going to be a source where everyone is going to come to them.
Right.
And we need to personally continuously upgrade our software, because our mind is of the survival mindset.
Absolutely.
And it will give us the wrong coping mechanisms.
Right.
And being with the right mentors, the guidance, and the good family connections.
I think everything is available now. There is no excuse anymore. Maybe 20 years ago, our parents, when sometimes people go to the psychology sessions and they say, oh, my parents didn't give me this, parents didn't. You don't have to blame anyone because you have your life now. It's happening right here. Change it. Change it. Why do you need to go to the past, find what's the trauma was? Yes, maybe like a professional psychotherapist can work on something like, triggers or whatever. But, at the end of the day, so much things available right now. You can go to a professional person, and I've seen how psychology works. I can tell you it does work.
Yes.
If it's a proper person who can really, really understand, how to deal with these things, it can change life 180 degrees or 360.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I think we had such a beautiful session, and I don't
think
want
so.
this conversation to end. This was very, very insightful about living in the UAE. Someone here since the past 20 years, and has been also all over to other beautiful countries, but decides to make this her home. And what are the do's and don'ts of the people who are living here and not suffer from burnout and manifest whatever they want to achieve.
Right. Yeah, Samira, it was such a great pleasure.
Yes.
I always, when we sit together, there is something going on. There is I really feel so much connection, and I feel like I really want to give the maximum.
Yes.
To you, to audience, to and you're amazing host, by the way.
I think host. You are a very special. I love your podcasts, and I absolutely feel inspired by you with every different way you are making this change. And the universe connects us. Nothing is by coincidence. These people who come into our life, and however we get connected with them somehow, these are the signs by the universe that life is beautiful.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Amazingly said. Thank you so much.
Thank you everyone, and I look forward to seeing you in our next session. And thank you, Xenia, so much from the bottom of my heart.
My always pleasure. Always.
It was something so nice, and I think we should have a notepad writing down all these things that Xenia has shared with us. Thank you so much.